Hi, this is Kirk with Forex Strategy Secrets, and we're going to be talking about how to find consistency. Now, this will be consistent in your trading, in your life, and it kind of goes hand in hand. If you're consistent, that'll just be a way that you live. So, commit to change. The first step to making any transformation in your life is to commit to change. Now, making a conscious, willful declaration to yourself that you will stick it out and pursue your desired outcome can keep you motivated and push you to achieve that goal. In this case, you should be committed to living a more consistent, stable life. So think about the reasons why you want to be more consistent in your life. Whatever your reasons for seeking consistency, use it to help keep you motivated. So what is your why for trading? Why do you want to trade in the first place? Is it to make more money? Is it to quit your regular job? Is it to subsidize your retirement, to give you something to do? Whatever that reason is, you need to be consistent and follow that reason. Don't say, well, that's what I wanted to do yesterday. Today I want to do something different. But be consistent and continue to pursue that. So avoid chaos in your life. While it's good to pull yourself out of ruts by spicing things up in your life once in a while, chaos in any form is very unstable and is not very suitable for long periods of time. So if you have a little diversity in your life, that's okay, that's great, but don't have your whole life nothing but change and distractions and taking you off your task. If you find yourself experiencing a lot of chaos in your life, step back and think about the ways in which you might be inviting or even pursuing that chaos. It's impossible to have real consistency in your life if you keep courting chaos. So find a sense of purpose. We talked about why. What is your why? Have a purpose does not necessarily mean having goals. Developing realistic goals based on your interests and your value beliefs may help you figure out your life's purpose and get you started in transforming your life. Define your own values, interests, and goals in life. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to explore things that interest you is a good way to find your purpose. Having a purpose in life usually helps an individual develop consistent patterns. Let your values and beliefs guide you as you figure out what your life can become. All it takes is an interest in what your purpose is. Now, live a consistent, healthy life. Now, one of the best ways to make your life more stable and consistent is to start with how you actually live your life on a day-to-day basis. Make physical activities a part of your everyday life. Eat at regular intervals and follow a balanced diet. So if you eat at one time at 8 o'clock in the morning, the next time it's noon, and then next time you don't eat lunch and you have breakfast, you need to be more consistent. You figure out what that is, but be consistent. Avoid smoking is what they say is a big factor also. That helps you to be more healthy. Resist extreme binges. Make sure you get enough rest each night. And have some thinking time. Thinking time can also help you become more aware of yourself, your thoughts, feelings, and your environment. Find a peaceful, quiet place. Sit down in a comfortable position. If you prefer, you can also meditate while lying flat on your back. Reduce distractions. Silence your cell phone. Pay attention to the tiny details all around you. Try to see everything in a new light with fresh eyes. I drive with the radio off for a good thinking time. So many times I'll be in front of the computer, I'll just get frustrated, so I'll just go get in the car and go for a ride. But I don't turn the radio on. Don't listen to news or music. I just enjoy going down the road, find a place where there's not a lot of traffic, and that is one thing that keeps me in tune and reduces the distractions, and then I can look at things in a different perspective. Get into a consistent sleep pattern. It's very important to get enough sleep. You need quality rest. Get into a consistent sleep pattern. Follow the same sleep schedule even on weekends. Develop a bedtime ritual that helps you to relax. Keep your room at a consistent cool temperature. They suggest between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can calculate what that is Celsius. But that's a nice cool room. In the summertime that may be a little more difficult to achieve, but keep it at a cooler temperature and you'll be more relaxed and you'll sleep better. Stick with it. You simply won't be able to find consistency in your life without commitment and without habit formation. It takes 21 days to cement a new habit. To change your life, you need to maintain a consistent drive to pursue consistency. Balance your work life and your personal life. Separate your work life and your home and personal life. So you need to have these categories. You may become overworked and needlessly stressed. Don't overwork. Don't spend all your time planning or stressing about the next day's work. Choose healthy and productive ways to spend your downtime outside of work. So develop a hobby. Give yourself a greater sense of purpose. Regular exercise. We talked about that. Healthy eating. We talked about that. Adequate sleep. Be punctual and consistent. Don't always be late for everything. Identify the factors that make you late all the time. Is it you push the snooze button too many times? Is it you leave 5 minutes late to start with? Is it traffic, or is it trying to find parking? Make adjustments. Either find a different route to work, or you have to leave a little bit earlier so that you can avoid the traffic. Parking. Maybe if you got there earlier, then the parking wouldn't be a problem. Or is there another place that's just as close, but just a different place than you're used to parking? So make those adjustments. Reward yourself for your consistency. Prioritize your workload. Use it to list the things you need to get done that day. So make a check-off list. Then you want to sort those things out into a prioritized list. Take the most important things and number them. Do that first. It doesn't make any difference. The smallest task or the biggest task, is it the most important task? That's the one you want to work on. So then you can get through the important things. Find a work buddy and support one another. This is where our PIP club, and we get together and we talk to each other, but we don't necessarily have work buddies, but we're trading together. And if one person sees something the other one doesn't see, that's help. That's a supporting one another. Approach someone to help motivate and support and you support each other. And someone that you can be accountable to is what you need to find. Track each other's progress if they're a trader as well, or if the person is not a trader but they're having something, you can track their progress, and so you're kind of watching each other grow in your goals. You need to have internal motivation, not external motivation. You need to be doing it for your reasons because you want to. You need to have something in your life worth fighting for. You need to form good habits. You need to make a life plan. What do you want your life to end up looking like? You need to simplify your life. Don't have too many things that you just don't know where you're going and you can't get anything done. You need to be patient. You need to have a visual of what you want. What is it going to look like when you get to where you want to go? We are going to now go look at some charts, and we're going to pick out some good trade setups and show you what they look like. Then we're going to show you what it looks like for you to have a steady, consistent growth in your trading. We will also introduce you to a trading tool that will help you with your steady, consistent growth. The trading tool is the Norwood Strategy Scanner. We'll show you what that looks like and how it works. And so now we're going to go to the charts. Okay, here's a chart. It just happens to be, I didn't pick this. If you want a different one, we can go to a different one. But for the illustration, this happens to be the pound Aussie, and we're going to use the 1 hour time frame. Now, what would be consistent? To get the concept down, let's just go here to the first part, and then we'll go back and find some other areas to show you how that you can duplicate this. Okay, right here is one thing you can look for. When all these indicators are, they're the indicators that we have on our course material and our scanner. And when you see every one of them the same color, every time you see that on the larger time frame, that's a heads up to maybe look to consider taking a trade in that direction. So let me show you what that looks like right here. This bar formed, and then this bar formed. So for 2 hours, everything was the same color. Now we'll go look at some smaller time frames. And then there was a period of time for 1 hour that this one was a different color. Then it became back in alignment once again. And then they're all the same color once again. Then They're all the same color once again. So assume the 1 hour was your larger time frame. Look what happened right in here. They weren't the same color. This one was changing colors. This one was stayed steady and went back the other direction. And the price bars went sideways. This moving average went sideways. And so that would have kept you out of trading there. Now let's go look at a smaller time frame. We'll look at this 1 hour, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute. And so what I'm wanting to do here is show you how to consistently find. Now, what did this do here? Every time you see one of those vertical lines, that was a consistent. It was consistently what we call 4 bars. All 4 of these indicators were the same color at the same time. Now we're going to go to the 30-minute and say the 30-minute has to be the same color at the same time before you get a signal. This one was okay here, but this one was not. So it had to wait a half an hour before it became in line to be consistent. Was this one all 4 bars? No, it wasn't. So we had to move over 1. Let's say, you see what we're doing here? We're consistently looking for the same thing on every time frame. And you'll notice that we moved that one over. But look what the price was doing at that time. And when it all lined up, then that was a time you could be taking a trade right in there. This was not consistent right there. We had to wait another half hour there. So everything was consistent. You notice what happens? That's when the big part of the move takes place. Then these were all inconsistent right here. This is what we call a filter. And along with this and the other indicators, keeps you out of those trades right there in that area, so that you're not getting frustrated because it did go a little bit in your favor, but it came back against you, just going sideways, and then the big move. Now, all we've done is confirm. We haven't taken any trades yet. Let's look at the 15-minute now. Okay, was that 15-minute consistent? No, it wasn't. It needs to be, with the way the strategy that I'm using, 3 4 bars is what it's called. That means 3 time frames, 4 bars each one. And so this would be the first place that the scanner would send you a signal. And it would send you another signal right here. See, it even had to wait a little bit before the signal all lined up here. And then there was a move right there. Now, see, this one said it was okay right here, but the 30-minute did not give you any information there, or the 1 hour didn't give you information there, so you wouldn't have received direction to do anything. Right here was a signal, and of course we had some movement there. This was the area that we were filtered out of. Between all the inconsistency here on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 1 hour, see, you're not even getting signals during that area, so you wouldn't be tempted to get in trade there. And then we had to wait another 15 minutes, and of course this was a news announcement, but there was your nice move. So what have we done here? Look for the same thing all the time. Now we talk about how does that develop consistency in your trading. What if this were happening, the same setup on all the pairs that you're watching? It could be 8 pairs, 10 pairs, 15, 20, 25 pairs. If you were receiving a signal on every time this particular setup happened, looking at the 1 hour, the 30, and the 15-minute, then you have some high probability trades. Take that same thing, we're not going to do it, but you could use the 4, 1, and 30, or the day, the 4, 1 hour. So those are strategies that you can use. Now, the one thing you'll be aware of, the larger the time frame, potentially the more pips, but there could be a greater drawdown, a pullback also. The point that I wanted to get across can be illustrated here as well. See this sideways movement? The consistency comes when you see that same thing happen. These are momentum indicators. When all the momentum is headed in one direction, that has to be met. And then on this 30-minute, we'll look at it as well. Put the anchor right there. The 30-minute, did it match up? Yes, everything was okay there. And the 15-minute, did it match up? Nope. It was inconsistent right here, so we click on that, move it over. That's where you would have received the signal for the scan. Now you can either take it there or you can wait until it passed below this fractal. We call that breaking a fractal. And then here was the move. It went a total of 60, but you could have easily taken out 30 to 40 pips out of that. Now I'm going to mark this. I'm going to show you another concept. Now we entered this on the 15-minute, but let's see if I'm just going to say we entered right here someplace and we exited right in here, someplace right in there we exited. Now I'm going to go back up to the 30-minute and see if that's still the best place to have exited that trade. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Okay, depends on which exit tool you're using, and I'll tell you which one I'm looking at in just a moment. Right here would be the exit signal, so that would have, if you'd used that, it would have been an extra 17 pips from where this one went in just by looking. Now let me share with you what the exit signal that I was looking at. This indicator is called an NSS filter, Norwood Strategy Scanner Filter. And when it crossed back above the zero line, that is a possible exit signal. Now what it did also was, right here on this 15-minute, that's where I put the mark. Why I put the mark right in that area is because that's when I saw that it crossed over there. The 30-minute went out a little bit more. So many times by just moving up a time frame, once it starts moving, you can get a few more pips. And by consistently picking the same exit signal every time, sometimes you would have been better choosing a different one. Many times you'd be better off choosing the one that you like the best and be consistent in that by having these tools that bring things to your attention. Now we do have a in progress, it's being programmed right now, an automated stop that you can select this as your exit signal. Another exit signal could be when this one changed colors. Another exit signal could be when this one changed colors. So there's several different choices you can do for exit signals. Okay, consistently, when things go sideways, look for something that's going to be breaking out and give you direction. Now we're going back long again, so you can consistently look. Here's where we started getting long signals, and that was for 100 pips. So that would have been a possibility. Now we're going short again. Well, here's the 4-bar again. It starts right here. If you'd use a smaller time frame, I'm going to mark it. I'm going to put a line right here. Right where this line is, that's the first time this changed colors. Let me mark the line where for this 1 hour I'm going to change the color to let's just go to a blue, for example. So on this blue line, that's where the 1 hour said to go. But let's see what if we could have taken a trade earlier. Right in here, we would have missed maybe 30 pips. Now let's use the 30-minute as our larger time frame. Okay, right on that line, notice that there's a 4-bar. So potentially we could have entered a trade 20 to 30 pips better by using a different time frame. Now let's confirm that by going down to the 15. Now I'm doing this manually, but I'm showing you what the scanner is doing, the work that it would be doing for you. And that confirms as well. And this one confirmed once it hit right there. So that's the area that you would have been able to consider getting in earlier by using different time frames. You could have the same scan and have it on different time frames and possibly get a few extra pips up in areas where you wouldn't have seen it before. Okay, I want to show you a trade that I took today. I'll show you the setup. It was right on that white line. Notice what it was doing right there. Now I'm going to go to the 30 and 15. I took it on the 15 minute. And part of the time this was right towards the end it became appropriate and agreed, but I didn't take it until right there. So let's see what the 15 minute shared with us. 15 minutes, see, the 15 minute didn't agree before. That's the first place. Oh, this changed colors right here. The reason it changed colors is when I took it, it actually came back against me a little bit, changed colors, and then it took off. So it came back 10 pips against me and then took off again. Now, I was watching it, but I had a 20 pip trailing stop, and I just let it take me out at the 20 pip trailing stop. I saw it when it was up in here, about 35 pips. It did go as high as 40 pips. That's why the 20 pip stop was hit. I had 20 pips that I made on that trade. But when I was watching it, I could have closed it, but I wanted to see what was going to take place. Now, what if I had not had this 20 pip trailing stop? This is a 15 minute. Right here, when it crossed below, would have given me a signal that I could have had it close the trade also. So someplace in there it was going to close the trade. Now let's see what if I had taken managed it on even a 5 minute, even though I took it on the 15 minute. Right here is where the 5 minute crossed below the zero line. And so I could have actually been taken out up there by another 5 or 6 pips. But that, if it weren't for that scan, I would not have taken that trade. I wouldn't even have seen the trade. I wouldn't even have known about it, because you're looking at so many different currency pairs. Here's where I entered. Here's where it came back against me. But I had the larger time frame saying that that was okay to stay in right there, because here's the time frame that I was making sure. This 1 hour had to have, this indicator had to be the right color and had to be above that zero line going long, or else I would not have received a scan to take a look at it. So that's what the tool does for you. Now let me show you what it looks like. Yes, here's what the part that you will have. You can select all the currency pairs you want to trade, right, and you put them over here. Then you select the strategies you want to use. You notice I don't have everyone checked. I'm testing several. I didn't want to test this anymore. I wanted to test the one below it. And so I may choose the one below, or I may choose the one above. I'm testing them separately. These two are very similar, so I'm testing these separately also. And so once I get it solidified, then it'll be the best of the two. Then that will be one that you would get. And one of these will be one that you'll get, and one or all of these you'll get. This is something else that we're testing also, using 4 time frames. You have to have 4 time frames set up, or else you won't get a signal. And so that means it's even fine-tuned more. So that's what you can do as far as the scanner, and it pops up and gives you heads up, here's a trade that you can consider taking. It does not take the trade for you. Now, other tools that you have available for you. I mentioned this cross right here. There's one that's going to be programmed. I'm going to put it in today and send it out to everyone. It's going to be, this is called the male cross, when the male crosses right here. But I want one when the filter crosses. And so that would be a heads up, there's an exit. Now that's be a tool before you would get the automated stop programmed, or at an assistance when it is programmed. You're just looking to say, oh, that's changing directions, or maybe I want to consider looking at getting into another trade there. What can I set up to be looking for? So as what we've done is shown you a tool. This can help you be consistent, because it'll do the same thing every time. It won't second guess itself. It won't say, well, I'll just let it run further. It tells you heads up, here's a trade you can possibly get in, and if you set it right, it'll tell you to get out. So we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so the Norwood Strategy Scanner will help you to do the same thing on every trade. You pick a larger time frame and a smaller time frame, and you have a couple of strategies, and then you just trade those, so you'll always be doing the same thing. And it'll help you to gain knowledge faster because you'll know what the setups are. Oh, that's a setup I like. Boom, it's there. You'll help you to be more consistent in your trading. Now, we have an offer for those who do not have our nth degree course. You can get the strategy scanner, and you can get the nth degree trading system along with our PIP club. That's where we trade together 3 days a week, and that's all for $150 a month. Now, how that breaks down is it's $100 per month for the scanner, and it's $50 a month for the nth degree course, unless you want to buy the course all at once. Otherwise, you'll pay the $50 a month for 12 months. It's a little more expensive by the month than it is if you buy it outright. That's ways you can get into the course material and then have the scanner as well. Now, this is what it would cost you if you do have our course material. Well, you get the scanner and you get the PIP club, and then that's only $100 a month. That's the same price for the scanner whether you have the course or don't have the course. That is what it's going to cost. And so the scanner can pay for itself. Let me show you how that works. This is so you can make money while you are learning. So you say you have a small account, a $500 account. Do the numbers if you have a much larger account. But this, I'm just trying to do bare minimum so you can see that you don't have to have a lot of money to start doing this. Trade one mini lot on each trade. Now make sure you're comfortable with your trading strategy before you switch to live. And then you take 15 pips net each day. Oh, you see that one trade, you could have copied that and taken, I made the 20 pips, and I could have had 35 even though it went 40. That's just for one day. So having 35 pips is like a little over 2 days worth in one day. That would be about $15 a day, $45 per week at 3 days per week, $180 per month. That more than pays for the course, and it'll give you a little bit of return as well. But you're paying for your education. Now, you do the numbers as I mentioned on your account, whether it's a larger account. So let's go to take it down just a little notch. 13 pips a day, and it's $13.39 and $156 a month. You're still paying for the scanner and not making a lot of return, but that's only 3 days a week. So we want you to make money trading the foreign currency market, not just always be paying for an education. So we're talking here about an hour to an hour and a half in the PIP club, 3 days a week. So that's 3 to 5 hours a week that you'll be trading with other people. And then the scanner is working for you, with you, and you can have it bring trades to your attention as well. Now the scanner is going to be for you to be able to take additional trades when you're not with the group. You can learn how to follow those trades. I have people report to me all the time that they are making pips outside of the PIP club because of the scanner. So what the scanner can do for you, and that's what it means, is that you'll do less work, have higher probability trades, and do it in less time. Here are the 2 links. Notice 150 and the 100. So you do not have to have our course material to subscribe to the scanner. I'm just letting you know that you may not understand the terminology. It may not be as effective for you, and I would suggest that you, if you're concerned about it, pay the $150 one month. You can see whether the course material works for you. Maybe you say, okay, I understand all this stuff, and then you can switch to the $100 a month. It doesn't make a difference to me as long as you're learning to trade and you're having a tool to help trade with you and for you. Or if you can do it by yourself, that's fine too. If you don't need any of these tools, that's great. And if you have any questions, you can send an email to Jed at Forex Strategy Secrets and ask for Kirk. That's me or Jed, whoever you want to talk with. I answer most of the questions about the scanner. And here's a phone number if you want to talk to them on the phone. So I'm going to leave this up right here so you can take that, copy it, paste it in a browser, and you can order your copy and subscribe to the scanner.